Hello, Pratyush.
Hello, Mahavya.
Hi. How are you today?
I'm perfectly fine, Mahavya. How about you?
I'm doing great as well. It's absolutely an honor to have a session with you. So you are the share today, right? You are Pratyush share today, right? So I had a few questions with you for this session. So first of all, would you like to give us introduction about yourself?
Sure. Hey, I'm Pratyush Tiwari, an avid tech enthusiast and a web developer. And I'm currently working as a software developer in India today. And I got placed there by Sharpener only, as you guys know. And talking about my journey post pre Sharpener, I would say. I was a tech enthusiast since a very young age, and I went into a BCA program here in New Delhi where I stay. And but at the moment, I still wasn't sure about that if I wanted to do a development role in a company. And it was the COVID period. You guys know that it was a very troublesome, I would like to say, a troublesome time for all of us. And I was really
Absolutely.
skeptical about my career at that point. So I still remember it was my last semester, and one of my friends, his name was Saurabh. Actually, I can reveal that he's already placed. He joined Sharpener, and he advised us all, like all our friend group, that you guys should try this. This is a pay after placement program, and you guys should try this. It's really good. And at that time, I had been experimenting with different web technologies like React, Node.js, and I was really interested in development from the beginning. Like all my projects in my college were related to web development only. So I thought, okay, maybe I can give this a shot. And I was not happy with the placements in my college at that time. There were not many great companies. Later they came, but I thought that maybe I would get better options in Sharpener. So yeah, basically that's how my journey started with Sharpener. And about me personally, I would like to say that I love everything about technology. I love reading, both fiction, non-fiction. Um, I'm a keen observer. That really helped me in cracking my first interview also. So yeah,
So you
that's
have to
all
be a
about me.
keen observer if you want to be a software developer, right? You have to have
Yeah,
that specific eye. You have to get to that
sure.
specific point to
Yeah,
get your code correct.
yeah.
Yes. So what are the hobbies you have other than coding? Yes, you are very keen about coding, but what are the hobbies you have? Like let's say in sports, which sports do you like? Which sports do you play?
So I used to follow cricket for a short
Hmm.
while. I was also interested in football. Like I used to watch a few matches, uh, but lately I haven't been focusing on sports that much. Like I got into games, esports, the other side of it.
Got
So
it.
that has been taking my time also. And reading, of course, I told you about it. An avid reader,
Yes.
I try to like read one book a month at least whenever I get time, whether it's fiction, non-fiction, any good material I can get my hands on.
So you said you got to know about sharpener by your friends, right? However, you searched
Yeah,
sharpener on internet, I guess.
sure. Like I did my fair share of research, of course, before joining. I looked at all the reviews, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit skeptical in the beginning. But since the journey was really smooth and the team was really helpful and positive, like they cared more about my placement than I did. So
Absolutely.
uh, that really boosts my confidence in the beginning.
These days, college placements, I wouldn't say they are not helpful. They are helpful to some, but to a bigger extent, it's not helpful. They have to have a side a support to get them placements, right? Do you agree on that?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So that's on the placement side, but you said you were skeptical about seven, right? But on the flip side, how skeptical, or let's say not skeptical, how happy are you right now on the scale of 1 to 10 after being placed by Sharpener?
Like surely it has to be a 10 out of 10 because of course I got placed in a really good company, and right now I'm happy with my situation also. The work culture is also fantastic, so I'm doing well now, right now.
Where did you find yourself most confident with Sharpener? Like which place? Well, like let's
Like,
say which task.
okay, so speaking about the course, I think I was more confident with the front end part of the things, like
Mm-hmm.
React and all that, because I had already experimented with these technologies on my own prior to joining Sharpener. So I would say I was more confident with the front end side of the tasks.
Great. So yes, you did only front end or you did front end, back end both.
I did both. I completed the full stack course.
But you are more into front end, we guess.
Yeah, but it is ironic because the role I got right now is more intensive with the backend side of things. So Sharpener has also helped me in learning that and grasping that technology also.
Great. Great to hear. So you said you were very confident with front end. Now on the flip side, where did you have most doubts? Like for example, people have doubts in OOPS, people have doubts in stacks and queues.
Mhm.
So where did you find yourself most doubtful in those part?
Yeah, sure. I remember in data structures, I was a bit stuck when the advanced level questions started coming in
Mhm.
stacks, queues, like the later questions, which are like rated difficult or above that advanced. So I was getting stuck there, but the regular sessions helped, and I
Mhm.
also kept asking about things. So the people who are the students are also really helpful in the groups and the Discord, and all that is really friendly and helpful. So yeah, I got a lot of help from there.
Great. So that is why we say we are not only having students with us, we are building a community rather, right? So each and every one is really very helpful. Even those students, we are really grateful to our students that they are so helpful. Like they have created packs. So generally, what happens, they become friends in Sharpener, and after that, they got placed. We had a session. I don't remember the name. We had a session few days before. There were two friends who did course with Sharpener together and then got placed together in the same company for the same role. So yeah. So
Mhm.
speaking on friends, did you made any friends in Sharpener?
Yeah, I already had one friend who had joined prior to that, and I
Hmm.
also had another friend joining after that with me. So yeah, I knew them from like my college days, so I can't really say that I got to know them through Sharpener. But yeah, those two were like the closest. And sure, I got to meet a few people in between through the interview process, through all that, through the community, the groups. So yeah, I made a few good connections.
Great. Connections always help. We cannot deny.
Yeah.
How you dealt with project? Well, like the live projects, Sharpener do provide you live projects, right? So how you dealt with it?
Hmm. Okay, so I began with the first project I encountered was in the web dev, like the starting tasks of the web dev.
Hmm.
They give you a project based on e-commerce, expense
Yes.
trackers, and all that. So yeah,
Yes.
at first I was stuck, but I told you that I was familiar with web development a little bit,
Hmm.
so that like makes me a little bit biased uh, as compared to like a completely fresh
I wouldn't say
person
biased. I would
not
say you
familiar with
had
that.
an added advantage.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. So
So,
go on.
so yeah, you can say that I had an extra advantage because of my prior skill set in web development. But sure, I got stuck, and I remember in my first demo, which I gave for my first project, I asked a lot of questions about the features and did I do this right? Did I do this right? And I was doubtful. But sure, through the help of the mentors, yes, sir, of course, I got through them all quite smoothly after that.
Great. So, while your journey with Sharpener, right? Let's say, who was your support system? It can be from your family as well. Like, who supported you the most? Said that you have to do Sharpener, you have to focus with them. Who was that one person that really kept you going?
So my parents are always like they have been the greatest support system always. So yeah, any decision I make, like they stand behind me full force. So whether I was choosing a college or whether I told them that I have to take a few months break and I have to pursue this, it is a really good training program. So yeah, they have always been supportive of me.
Having understanding parents is an added advantage too. So great on that. Let's say, come to the placement side. How long did it took you to complete the course?
The course itself took me like five and a half months roughly to complete.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, the placements took 1.5 months almost before I got placed completely.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say 2 months, like I got placed completely since the placements began.
So your interview started prior to it, right?
Yeah, sure. My interview started soon after the course ended, within the first 2 weeks, I guess. I gave two interviews.
Mm-hmm. So what was your interview pain points? Like, where did you find most difficult in your interviews?
So of course, I wouldn't say that I'm the best guy when it comes to data structures. And every interview starts with that. So round
Yes,
zero, you can say round one is based on data structures. So I had to practice
absolutely.
really hard to encounter that. And
Mm-hmm.
after that, regarding the web tech side of things, I was comfortable with that.
Great. And on the scale of 1 to 10, again, how satisfied are you with your current scenario, current job?
I have to say about 9.5,
9 point,
because like,
something
yeah,
is
the work
there.
culture is something is there. I can say the commute, because it's a bit far from where I stay. So going there regularly, and the work can be really intense at times, but it's also gives you a sense of adventure. You're creating something exciting. So that's the positive side of it. But other
Yes,
than that, the work culture is good.
that's absolutely a part and parcel of life. So we have to go by it. However, there's always room for improvement. I like it that you said 9.5. Someday it would definitely be 10. So there is room for improvement. You believe on that, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping for that.
Absolutely. So anything you would like to say before ending the session to our students? Any tips you'd like to give them?
So the only tip that I can give as a coder and someone that has been doing this like on my own, I've had help recently, but I've been doing this on my own from like 3 4 years. So I would say
Hmm.
that consistency is key. Like that's the only motto that I can say for any person who is interested in coding. You have to be consistent. You will not understand everything at once, so you have to repeat, and you have to sit down every day, at least for a few hours, and you have to repeat what you have learned. You have to repeat the questions you have solved, and you have to try at least one or two questions every day. That's how you will crack any new technology you learn. You have to read the documentation, you have to watch the videos. So you have to be consistent. You can't say that, okay, I have done this, I understand everything now, and I'm done. Because technology never stops growing, and you can never be stagnant. So yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
be consistent. That's all.
We also say to our student consistency is key. If you remember, if someone had called you when you started started sharpener, we said you have to be consistent, right? If you lose your
Yeah.
consistency, then you would face problem. So yes, absolutely, you have to be consistent. Great tip for our students. So before ending the session, I would just like to give you a tip from my end. Keep your LinkedIn open
Mhm.
because there would be like our students
Sure.
coming to you for questions. So be open on LinkedIn. That's it.
Sure. Sure.
And it was lovely meeting you, Pratyush. It was a great session. So that's it. Thank you so much, Pratyush.
Thank you, Mavya. Great talking to you.